Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. Today we're discussing the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Chronograph. You can see this rose gold reference 26022OR and buy it on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos, and please click on the card in the upper right hand corner of the screen at any time during this video to see our full sales listing for this watch with additional accessories included in the sale, high resolution images that don't include my wrist, and of course complete pricing details for this Royal Oak Chronograph in rose gold. Now the timepiece you see on my wrist is the traditional 39mm Royal Oak Chronograph that debuted at Basel in 1997. Back then it was the 25th anniversary of the original Royal Oak, and the chronograph was the star of the show for Audemars Piguet. Now 39mm doesn't include the crown guards, crown or chronograph pushers. It is quite slim, only 11mm thick with the generously sloped octagonal polished bezel. It does slide easily underneath a dress cuff or a tight formal sleeve, so rest assured, this watch can pull double duty as a sporting timepiece and formal attire companion. Now, from lug to lug, the watch can be measured 49.5mm, but realistically, you need to measure from the plots, the intermediate links that join the lugs to the strap. Those are rigid and flare out, so the actual distance across the wrist is 53.5. The watch does wear large for its size. It has substantial mass to it, both because the case is broad and roughly cushion-shaped, with larger lugs than would be typical for a round watch, and you'll also note the watch features a very substantial Audemars Piguet single-fold deployant with AP initials blazoned within, beautifully finished like the watch. Everything's to the highest standard. Because of the amount of gold in the clasp, you find that the watch is nicely counterbalanced on the wrist. So even if you're borderline wrist size for this watch, and I would say borderline wrist size for this watch would be 14.5 centimeters in circumference, you can wear it loose without too much tendency to move around. That's the benefit of the counterweight of the clasp. Now, the watch does have a substantial medium brown alligator leather strap. You can see folded sides, contrasting stitch. It is calf on the bottom. Full disclosure, it's a pre-owned watch here. There is some wear on the strap, and you can see that to good effect here, so you know exactly what you're getting. But the finish of the case is really what you're going to be interested in with a Audemars Piguet Royal Oak, and in gold. It's important to note that the satin finish is perfect. The parts of the bezel that should be satin finish are. The polished portions are perfect. You can see there's excellent depth to the countersink of the white gold hexagonal signature bolts, and when you can see that there's pronounced countersink, you know that the bezel has been rarely, if ever, refinished. It's that depth that you look at when gauging the condition of a Royal Oak. You'll also note the beautiful, full, and gleaming hand-laid tapers along the flanks of the lugs and the case band. The metal of this watch is beautifully full, complete, and finished. Now, the dial of the watch features the signature Royal Oak Tapisserie. This is a early F series watch, so first half of the 2000s, back when the dials were made by Stern Creations, a descendant of the company that the Stern family originally used to buy Patek Philippe in the early 1930s, Stern Creations. Yes, those Sterns of Patek. So Stern Creations created the tapisserie on a traditional 19th century pantograph machine. Other aspects are done by hand, including placement of the rose gold luminescent indices. Now, the baton hands and the indices are loomed, so they do glow at night. Each one of the subregisters has a beautiful polished rose gold chapter ring to it, and clearly legible black on white printing. Now, you'll note the date window. It features a quickset, and the caliber underneath the caseback is the Frederic Piguet-based caliber 2385, unidirectional winding, 40-hour power reserve, so it's an automatic 3 Hz or 21,600 vibration per hour modern column wheel vertical clutch chronograph movement. You have the quickset. It does not hack, but you do have the refinement of a vertical clutch, so when you engage the chronograph, there's absolutely no jump to the chronograph seconds hand, and when you reset it, it always resets precisely to the index at 12. The other advantage of the vertical clutch being that you can simply leave the chronograph running without any additional wear or tear to the movement. That's what the vertical clutch gives you. What does the column wheel give you? The column wheel gives you crisp actuation. You can feel it, and there's a supreme tactile pleasure to using a well-tuned column wheel. It's not the cheaper way to make a chronograph, but it is the traditional way and the only way in high horology, a movement worthy of its case. Now, the case does endow the watch with 5 ATM water resistance, so screw down the crowns and put it on perhaps a hardier strap, not leather, and you are, per Audemars Piguet, suited for surface water sports, so light swimming, wading, bathing, just not diving, and nothing that would involve high impact with the water surface. This is a handsome beautifully rendered chronograph in a traditional size at 39 millimeters. It can be worn by almost anyone with anything. You can see this versatile and handsome traditional Audemars Piguet Royal Oak chronograph and purchase it on our website.